Hi, I am Gabrielle Collins Blackshear, and I wanted to share a question that one of my readers sent to me. It says, Dear Gabrielle, I've been talking to a guy from work for about 2 weeks now. He's great. He's really almost too good to be true. He's funny, thoughtful, and does what he says he's going to do. However, most of our relationship has taken place via text, average 30 texts per day. These texts are fun and flirty, but we've also shared some pretty intimate details about life events. Also, he is evasive when I try to make plans with him to meet face to face. I can tell that he likes me because he initiates the text messages, and he's told me that he does. But I'm wondering why he's so evasive about meeting face to face. I really like this guy, and I don't want to seem like a crazy girl. But at the same time, I don't want to play games or waste my time with something that's going nowhere. To make matters even more complicated, we work for the same organization, but in different buildings, and he outranks me on the organizational chart. He is in no way my supervisor, but I still worry. Should I call it quits and be direct and tell him I don't want to text anymore? Going crazy. Well, thank you so much for your question. I'm going to do my best to answer that for you. In an article called Interpersonal Communication Motives for Flirting Face to Face and Through Text, the authors agree texting provides an ambiguous means for communication because people cannot perceive the other person's nonverbal signals. But that doesn't mean that texting is wrong. Texting in and of itself is the 21st century way of communicating. Some key ideas that I want to use to try to answer your question are how texting has affected the culture of dating, why daters are texting versus talking, what techniques can you use to find out if this man will meet up face to face. In an article by Sharon Jason, How Texting Has Blown Up the Dating Culture, she did a survey of 1,500 daters between the ages of 21 and 50. 31% of the men and 33% of the women said it is less intimidating to ask for a date via text. 44% of the men and 37% of the women said it's easier to flirt and get acquainted through text. So clearly, people are very comfortable with texting. You and your guy may just have two different perceptions of what your feelings are towards texting. Also in the article, clinical psychologist Beverly Palmer says that in texting, a man can pull back quickly if he's rejected. Of course, face to face, it's a lot harder to deal with the feelings of rejection. Texting versus talking keeps it casual, easy, and non-threatening. Also in the article, the author talks about cell phones and how swift and radically everything has changed and the way that people interact, meet, and move forward or not in relationships has just completely changed. You can use texting to flirt, or you can use texting to define what's going on in a relationship between two people. Technology has given us the tools to control our relationships. Just as he is using that tool to hide, you can use it to disclose what it is that you want. Self-disclosure is necessary for you to get to know each other's needs and wants, and to find out if you have the same goals in the relationship. Face-to-face communication is also necessary at some point, so that you can see nonverbal expression, so that you can listen to each other mindfully, and so that you can move forward with this relationship. If he doesn't want this, then you may need to call it quits. So let's review again the key ideas that we want to remember. Number one, texting is the new way of communicating. It's simple, it's easy, and it's non-threatening, not only for him, but most importantly for you. Number two, you can safely use texting to disclose how you feel about this text-only relationship. And number three, face-to-face communication is necessary to move forward in the relationship so that you'll know what you need, and he will know what he needs. And you need to just be direct and tell him. If this is not what he wants, it may be time to stop going crazy and to call it quits. Thank you so much for your question, and good luck.